Thanks for the support as a channel member, Felix Schwer. Well, after an iffy start to the season, we've seemed to be finding our feet. Couple of tactical tweaks, because, you know, I'm a tactical genius these days. And now we're looking pretty good again, and Bond and Quinn are scoring for fun. It's like the good old days all over again. Hello and welcome to part 40 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games in the league for you. We're at home against Leyton, Orient and Port Vale. Can I just point out, by the way, this is the National League. We're in non-league, and these four games are Northampton, Hartlepool, Leyton, Orient and Port Vale. What must League 2 look like? We've got like all your League 2 favourites knocking around here in the conference. League 2 must be full of absolute nobody clubs. It's ridiculous. Since you were last with me, this is what's been going on. As I mentioned, a bit of an iffy start to the season. It's at this point that we tweaked the tactics slightly, and since then we've been looking pretty good. The tweak that I talk about is we've dropped one of the wingers down to a support mentality. We're doing balanced to start our matches and adjusting from there. It's pretty much what we were doing last year. I think we were probably going a little bit too gung-ho with the two wingers and the attacking mentality. We've also got the Mizala alongside what's usually a deep-lying playmaker. Despite signing a ball-winning midfielder, we're not really using him because we've got lots of very good... Well, we've got two, Cornell and Mundell, are both very good as playmakers. So there's not a lot of space in the team at the moment to fit anybody else in. But this is what the league table looks like. So 8 games in, we're 4th in the league, 4 points off the top. I feel less bad about what happened in the playoffs last year, now seeing who's top of the league. They are obviously becoming a good team. But we're not worried about them today. Today, all we're worried about is winning a football match against Leyton Orient. I know they've been in and out of the conference for years anyway, I think, in real life. Are they in the conference now, or did they come out again? I can't keep up. But we're going with Anang in goal, a back four of Bedwell, Dorset, Dootson and Shaw Sainsbury, Bradshaw, Robinson, Cornell and Harmon in midfield. Harmon making his debut, I think. He's played 2 games already. Good work, Kev. He started a game. I don't know. And Quinn and Bond up front. How have I... Oh, I don't know how I function sometimes. Let's just get into the match, and hopefully 3 points will follow, because Quinn and Bond are playing well. They're doing their good. I almost said doing Quinn and Bond things, but that can't be a thing in 2 different series. Only Jair can do things. That has to be a rule, or else I don't want it to become my catchphrase. It's Jair's catchphrase. And it always will be. If you're not watching Non-League to Legend as well, you should be, because you're missing the greatest player in Football Manager history. You have just seen one of the best goals in Football Manager history, though, because that was absurd. Almost immediately from kickoff. So that's the guy who took the kickoff. He's just wandered forward, picked the ball up there. 1 touch, 2 touch, bang. Shouldn't be allowed. We actually saw a goal come directly from the kickoff highlight. That never happens. Right, we've got a lot to do now. We've got to get ourselves back into this game, and it's Orient who've got the ball again, which there's still not even a minute on the clock, and Orient could go 2-0 up here. We need to sort ourselves out. I'm feeling shell-shocked, and I imagine the players are a little bit as well. Bradshaw to Robinson, Bedroll, just get the ball under control. I mean, if we can do an immediate reply here, that's even better than getting the ball under control. Quinn is in, and Quinn very nearly does the immediate reply that we were looking for. It's a very good effort from Quinn that's gone away for a corner, and it's Bradshaw to take. Corner comes in. Dootson is there, and it's cleared by the Orient defender, and the move is still not ending. Bradshaw looking to get the cross in again, but can't beat his man to hit the in-swinger. Still only 3 minutes on the clock, though, and we've gone back up the other end. Orient have a throw in a very attacking position, and we need to get the ball back off them and get it up the other end of the pitch. This is far too end-to-end for my liking. There's 3 minutes on the clock and we're 2-0 down. Go attacking. That's the solution to this problem. What is going on? We've been in good form. This is what I should never... When I made the cardinal sin in Football Manager, we were in good form. We were 5 games unbeaten, consecutive victories, like 3 consecutive victories, I think, and then closed the game. Slept. Never closed the game in sleep. Have I learnt nothing from 25 plus years of playing Football Manager? that's when your form changes, when you leave the game. We all know it. We know it to be true. And it's been proven again today, because this is not the Bourne team that I was enjoying last night. This is apparently enjoying and not realising who was playing right wing a couple of times. But this is not what I recall. This isn't what I remember. What is happening? Right. I think we probably need to have 10 minutes of passion. I know we're only 25 minutes in, but we've got a game to get ourselves back into. And here's Harmon trying to get the ball rolling on that, but that's just poor. I don't even know what he's trying to do there. I thought we were getting a replay of it, but it actually goes out to Shaw Sainsbury. We've got such good wide players and such good strikers. This is like what I was saying in the first match all over again. I don't understand how we're losing, because on paper, we've got a really, really strong team. But sometimes they just don't click, and I'm going to put that down. I know it was my excuse for a lot of last season, but I think it is a valid one, and it will always be valid for as long as our player turnover is as high as it has to be at this level. But I think sometimes the game just realises our dynamics is still quite low and hands us a defeat that doesn't make sense. And it feels like that's what's happening here today. Quinn hits the inside of the post from the cross from Bond. And we're dragging ourselves back into the game. We've had the one clear-cut chance of the match. We're being mugged. It's a 2-0 mugging. We weren't ready. They started before we were ready. It's not, oh, they moved. No one said go and they moved. We weren't ready. It doesn't count. Playground rules. We weren't ready. It doesn't count. It's still 0-0 as far as I'm concerned, because both their goals happened before we were ready. We were still warming up. We're a part-time club. We can't afford to warm up before the match like you fancy full-time teams. We warm up for the first 5 minutes of the game. You're not supposed to score in those times. Hideous. Right, we're going for it. I've shouted at them at half-time. Shaw Sainsbury's got a throw. Finds Cornell, who can't get the crossover, but it ends up back with Shaw Sainsbury. Back to Cornell again. Cornell with the cross. Quinn, it must be offside. And it doesn't matter anyway, because he's headed it wide. We're going to get creative. And I'm looking down at the bench, wondering what we can do to change things up a little bit. The one worry I've got with this team, and it was an issue that we had last year that really hit us hard during the run-in and during the playoffs, is we don't really have a plan B. We don't really have another way of playing. We know we can't do the 4-2-4 because I haven't found a way that works at this level with a 4-2-4. And we don't have an attacking midfielder. We don't have a defensive midfielder. We can't really switch up to something else if this doesn't work. And clearly today, it's not really working. Although if you took just the stats and showed them to somebody, they'd probably say, yeah, it looks like it's working all right. You're creating chances. You're having shots. A lot of them are on target. You're creating chances. You're getting corners. We look like we're playing well, apart from our finishing. But Jacob Quinn fixes that problem with a lovely little finish. We've actually got fans behind the goal. That is very rare. They must be Orient fans up for the day, standing behind that goal, or sitting behind the goal, sorry, because that's where our seats are. Because remember, when the ground was expanded, we just knocked the existing seats down and replaced them with a stand exactly the same size as the one that was there before, and then miraculously met the regulations. I think we just put a blanket over it for 6 months and told the league we'd done it. Shaw Sainsbury with the cross. I don't really know who he's aiming for there, but it doesn't matter because it falls to Ryan Robinson, who gets his third goal of the season. All three of them have been screamers as well. That man can hit the ball from long range and put it in a football net as a result of the long range hitting. It's good. I enjoy it. And with 65 minutes on the clock, we are back in this. It's 2-2. And I'm still looking down at the bench because I still think there's players on here who aren't really pulling their weight yet today. Harmon definitely amongst them. But Sheedy wants to play on the other side. Right, we'll leave Harmon on then. We'll perhaps bring Sheedy on for Bond. And he can... We'll try this false 9 business again. And Mundell can come on for Cornell. And that will do. And now we'll ask for more creativity. And hopefully nab ourselves a late winner. Orient are frustrated, justifiably so, because they were comfortable in this game. And then we've we've spoilt their fun a little bit. Why have we got two exactly the same players on our bench? Who picks this bench? Garrett can come on for Bedwell because it's a substitution and I like to make them. Shaw Sainsbury finds Mundle. Back to Shaw Sainsbury again. Dootson, ball forward, looking for Quinn. Can't find him. It was a terrible pass from Dootson and it's left us under some pressure here as Orient look to come back at us and go back ahead in a game that they'll feel a little bit hard done by, that they're not winning anymore. I look at those stats and feel hard done by that we're only drawing. So Sheedy's done fantastically there. He's still not scored for us, but he looked like a proper footballer there. A striker who's a little bit different from the two that we've got at the moment, which I guess that's almost like having a plan B, having a different kind of striker who can do fancy stuff like what he just did there. It's just a shame it didn't end up in the back of the net. Can we have 3 minutes of passion to finish things off? A draw, is it? I mean, I guess we'd have taken it at half-time. I guess it's fair. I still feel a little hard done by. Hopefully. I mean, they're 23rd as well. Oh. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more luck against Port Vale. So one change for the Port Vale game. Then Mundle comes in for Cornell. And Sati is now back up onto the bench so we can get him on if needs be, if things aren't going our way. But we looked good again in the second half of that last game. I don't know. I still maintain we just weren't ready and they were cheating by scoring early on. Fingers crossed Port Vale aren't wise to that trick. We're the favourites here, which is splendid fun. If that's the case, I think what I might do is be a little bit more positive from the start, because it was when we went to the more attacking system that we started to look good against Leyton Orient. So we're at home, we're the favourites. I don't know how good Port Vale are. Port Vale mid-table. We've lost Bradshaw really early on there. And of course we don't have the either of the options you can play on left wing on our bench. So Sati's going to have to come on. And can Harmon go over there? Can Cotton play there? Not very well. Sati's just going to have to play out there. And it'll be all right. He's played on the left-hand side for us before, I'm sure. Years ago, before he went to Sheffield Wednesday. I think he's had experience playing on the left-hand side once or twice. Mundle, looking to just get tackled, apparently. Nothing came of that. I think we are going to struggle without Bradshaw, because Bradshaw is a key player on that left-hand side. As we saw in our star ratings in the transfer special, theoretically, our best player, star rating-wise. And I think that's the second time he's picked up a knock now, which is a little bit of a worrying sign. If he's going to be injury-prone, it doesn't matter how good his star ratings are, if he's never on the pitch, the pain in the backside. Port Vale are keeping hold of the ball really quite comfortably here, which is a bit of a worry. We are not looking like we want to defend this at all. And, I mean, it was coming. And it was such poor defending as well. We've only had 35% of the possession. Oh, we looked so good in the in-betweeny bits. I don't want to see your stupid replay. Down to 5th place. I don't know. I don't understand. Right, we have a corner. Harmon to take. And Bond is there, and there's goal number 6 of the season for Bond. I guess this is the positive that we've got as a squad. Even when we're not playing well and we're conceding goals, we've still got Bond and Quinn up front, who, at least one of them is going to weigh him of a goal at some point, because they're that good. Harmon loses out on the ball there, though, and has invited a Port Vale counter-attack, and they are attacking us with pace, and Anang has done terribly there. That was just really poor. It was straight at him. Yes, he's hit it hard, but that is straight at him from quite a long way out. He's got plenty of time to save this. We will have a look at this one from the other angle, because I don't understand how it's ended up in the back of the net, because it's straight at him, and it's just gone through him. And that is not good enough from Anang. And we've got so many other goalkeepers at the club. We might have to give another one a try at some point, because that happens a little bit too often for my tastes. Port Vale attacking again, and this time Anang decides to just hold on to the ball, which is a lovely, delightful novelty. We're trying to control the game. We're the favourites for said game, and we've had less possession than they have. We've only had one shot in the entire match. Can we please sort our lives out? Bond in with a chance there. It falls to Robinson. Robinson does very well to keep hold of the ball. It's very scrappy again. It's been disallowed, though, because of the wrestling to get the ball back from Robinson, which I can kind of understand. But to be fair, their first goal was equally as scrappy, and that one was given. So how come they're allowed to scrap and we're not allowed to scrap? And what is going on with Dulwich Hamlet? They're running away with it a little too easily, which is a problem. Right, assertively, we've been the better team here. It's not true, but hopefully the players will believe me and go out there and we've been really good. Let's go score lots of goals. Please, can we score some goals? I don't understand how we're so good between episodes and then in the episodes, now we're not good again. We'll get those numbskulls who are like, oh, Kev, you're cheating in between the episodes. But who don't realise if I wanted to cheat, I could just as easily cheat in the episodes as well. It's possible. I'm not doing these live. I could just as easily stop recording and start it again if I wanted to cheat. But I know there'll be people saying it because it happens every time we have a run of form that goes like this. There you go. We've changed our centre back. That's when you know we mean business. We're going to show some passion. We're going to go attacking. What we might do is swap Harman and Sati over and just give Sati a go on the right hand side for the final 15 minutes because they've not been very effective this way round, and it has cost us losing Bradshaw as early as we did because we're a team that are supposed to be playing wing play and we've only had one winger for the entire match, and it's completely hamstrung us. And it's what I was saying in the previous match. We need that plan B. Oh, you've lost your good winger. Perhaps don't play with wingers anymore then, Kev. Well, I don't know if that was an option because it's what I built the entire team around. We might have to bring in the diamond. It's been working so well with Spurs. Maybe it's time for a diamond at Bourne, but we don't have the players to do it. But what we do have, that was a pathetic episode. What we do have, though, as much as I don't want to do it, because I promised I wouldn't, but because of the weird glitch that happened, we have got a lot of money to go and spend. So we could go and sign the player. I see he's out for 8 weeks. I think that forces my hand. I think which is ironic because it's a fractured wrist. I think we might need to try the diamond. But I just don't think we have any either attacking or defensive midfield players who are going to make it work. Narrow diamond. Mundell is the best attacking midfielder. See, that neither of them are good enough in those roles for that to work, so we'd have to go out and bring players in. Which I guess I'll have to try and do before tomorrow. Or at least figure out some kind of plan B. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.